Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Choosing Woo podcast. I, as always, am very excited because I've got another incredible guest with me today. So, today I've got Brian Caldwell-White. He is a founder of he's a founder, podcaster, and advocate for honest healing. And so, a little bit more about Brian. He doesn't speak about health from theory, he speaks from lived experience, which I absolutely love. So, having navigated trauma, mental health struggles, relationship breakdown, and a cancer diagnosis, Brian knows what it feels like to sit in the dark and wonder how to move forward. He also knows the quiet, stubborn resilience it takes to rebuild. His rescue dog, Barbara, became an unexpected turning point, a reminder that healing isn't always dramatic or loud. Sometimes it's slow, uncomfortable, and deeply human.
hmm
Inspired by that journey, Brian founded Barbara's Botanicals. I love this, a well-being brand rooted in honesty, compassion, and the belief that we should look after both ourselves and the animals who walk beside us. He is also the host of Blether with Barbara. Did I say that right?
Blether with Barberra.
Oh, Barberra! It is Barberra.
It's all right. The
Gorgeous.
dog's called Barbara,
Oh, but
and
I see Blether with Barberra.
so one of his nicknames is Barbera when I'm messing around.
That's gorgeous. So, this podcast is dedicated to breaking the silence around mental health, identity, resilience, and the parts of life people don't always talk about. Through
hmm
open, unfiltered conversations, Brian aims to remind people that struggle does not equal weakness and that hope is not naive, it's necessary. At its core, Brian is driven by one simple truth that we are all human, we all struggle at times, and none of us are beyond change. Freaking love this. So, welcome, Brian, to the podcast. It's amazing to have you here.
Well, amazing to be here, Rachel. Thank you very kindly. It's such a long distance as well.
I know, and we're just saying because for me, it's like the daytime, like the middle of the day, but for Brian, it's like almost 1 o'clock in the morning for you. So, thank you. How incredible.
No, oh no, don't worry. I love to just speak about obviously what makes me tick
Yeah,
and
yeah.
everything in that bio that you've sort of eloquently put forward to all your viewers. So thank you.
Yeah, of course, of course. And is there anything else that you would love to expand on? I mean, I have so many questions to ask you, but yeah, is there anything else about yourself or about your beautiful botanicals brand or your podcast that you want to expand on?
No, not so much. It speaks for itself. I'm relatively
Mm,
new to all of this holistic health, taking care of yourself issue, which I've no doubt you will get to know with your questions.
mm,
Only really, um, probably since 10 years ago, and I got the cancer. So I am new to all of this. I've not grown up with this. I grew up in a
mm.
working class family where you don't really take care of anything other than your muscles to make sure you can go to work every day, 9 till whatever.
Yeah.
And
Wow.
you don't really deal with mental health, and you don't really deal with
Yep.
emotions and well-being. So it's all new. So I'm not an expert. I'm just a person that's lived it, and I can somehow manage through career choices what I've got in my own memory into education, hence the podcast, because I like to educate people by talking
Yeah.
openly with experts in their area of health. And then we sort of blow the lid on myths and legends in health, etc.
Oh, I see. I love this. I like everything that I offer and everything that I do is within that realm as well. I really think that it's so important to share from lived experience because you've lived it. Like it's coming from a place of deep embodiment and understanding. So, yeah, thank you for
hmm
the work that you do.
Oh no, no, it's one of those things. I've always worked where I'm always helping people in one way or another.
Yeah,
I've worked
interesting.
in careers, so medical law for 8 years. So
Wow.
I'm a medical legal expert and helped the doctors through the pandemic with ethical and
Oh,
legal and administrative nightmares to deal with, obviously, with the clinical issues they dealt with.
oh, holy
And
shit.
then
Yeah.
worked in, you don't know, maybe not in Australia, but I think you have got a similar thing in Australia to the Citizens Advice Bureau we have over here, which is a charity that helps with consumer law issues such as faulty goods, rent problems, eviction, and I work for them as a
Oh,
legal
yeah. Okay.
specialist.
Yeah, we have something
Um,
similar, but it's called something different. Yeah.
Yes, so very. I've been to Australia a few years ago, so I remember that from my time in Australia.
Yeah.
So just doing that means I like to just make sure people are aware, and
Yep.
health is a thing that people are not really aware of anymore. Since the pandemic, it's become much of a there's almost a epidemic of health anxiety, and people have lost
Mm.
autonomy over their own health decisions, and people are running to health professionals of all in mainly the Western world, not anywhere else, but the Western world is just hell bent on ignoring their own gut instinct to treat themselves or their pets. And
Really?
running to
Yep.
vets or doctors and hogging up the system when they don't need to hog up the system. And that's what I'm here to do is try to relieve that.
Yep. Yep. That's freaking powerful. And from what you've said, it's all sort of been led from your own experience. So
Hmm.
you were saying, or in your bio, you said that you had a cancer diagnosis.
Yes.
So that was 10 years ago now?
It was. I got a diagnosis of prostate cancer when I was 41.
Wow.
I was ill for about 3 years, just in and out of what we call primary care, so doctor surgeries, backwards and
Yep.
forwards, illness, just getting worse and worse and worse. And eventually, through sheer luck, I spoke to my estranged father after 8 years estrangement,
Wow.
and he said, "Oh, you've probably got cancer like me." And then I went and told my consultant that 4 days later, as a general consultant appointment, and said, "Oh, I've just seen my dad after 8 years. He tells me he's got prostate cancer. I think it's his prostate cancer." And then obviously said they
Wow.
took it serious then, and then did biopsies, and lo and behold, 2 weeks after I got found out I had prostate cancer. Um, but it was from the prostate cancer diagnosis where all what we just talked about previously and what you've read in the bio and what people can read about me, it sprung from there because
Right.
getting a diagnosis of cancer, be it a skin cancer, lung, brain, prostate, it's quite a massive
Oh,
diagnosis.
huge.
Um, and it didn't rock my world, I've got to say, which is strange because I've got health anxiety already underlying as a part of my mental health past. And
Yeah.
much to everybody else's surprise that I didn't fall apart at the mere sound of being told I got cancer.
Yeah.
I actually took it, and then once I got over the surgery, because there was literally from being told by my dad to having it out was less than 6 weeks,
Whoa.
but I waited 3 years to get that process. So it was just sheer luck. But once I'd gone through the whole recovery and then got myself fit again by gym and swimming and tried to get obviously control of the body because
Yeah.
I knew to get control of the body would help me recover. I then started to work for the charity in the UK called Prostate Cancer UK, which is a big charity. Does a lot for men, prostate cancer. So I
Mm.
did a lot of things, standing in streets in cold weather, talking to men about the prostate,
Yeah.
going on radio, and being interviewed for newspapers, that type of thing. But also doing help guides for them so men can cope with things like incontinence and sexual function after prostate
Wow.
removal.
Yeah.
So that started me off on this whole thing of instead of only caring about myself, I started to care about others more in relation
Mm.
to health. Obviously, I cared about people not being evicted from the property before cancer, because that's what I used to do. But
Yeah.
um, that, oh, right, okay, well, we've got a bit of a health issue going on. There is a lot of, because the preconception is prostate cancer is an old man's illness,
Yeah, totally.
and it's not. And I found out like even a 4-year-old with prostate cancer, I found out once I got the diagnosis and started to work with the charity, if a man, if somebody's got a prostate, then the likelihood of getting prostate cancer is because they've got a prostate, not just because they're 65.
Yes. Yeah.
So
Wow.
that's where it came from. And that's where I changed everything and started to take control of me from healthcare professionals. I don't criticize the NHS or anything. They are great.
Yeah.
And 10 years ago, they removed a prostate and a cancer and some other bits, and I'm alive. Because
Yeah.
I've had not done it, I'd been dead 7 years ago. It would have killed me because that's how big it was.
Yeah.
But my body is my body. And after a while of trying different medicines to deal with the side effects of having no prostate, like going to the toilet a lot during the night,
Yeah.
and they're saying, oh, well, why don't you try this? Oh, that doesn't work. Try this. And I was like, oh, no, I don't want to do this all the time because I'm just getting ill with all the side effects of the chemicals, you know?
Yeah,
So
totally.
that's where I started that. And I started CBD oil. And then it led from CBD oil to then where I'm at the moment with my botanicals business and going, oh, actually, do you know, I think
Mm.
modern medicine's only 130, will go 150 years old. So that's the medicine we all know from the doctors. But we've been around as a species for 150,000 years.
Yeah.
So we did pretty well for 149,000 whatever years without doctors and medicines. I'm not saying that medicine isn't great. It's great for some people, but
Hmm.
if you can naturally treat yourself without the side effects of pharmaceutical medicine,
Yeah.
then it's your body. You do what you want with it, but I think that's the best way to deal with things.
Absolutely. And from you creating your own botanicals, like did it start as you just wanting to try some for yourself, or was this already you were like, no, I want to do this for other people? Like, where did the inspiration come from?
Well, I worked in medical law um, through the pandemic. I worked for a defence organisation. We have defence.
Mm.
You don't really have them, but you do have British doctors who do need our help still whilst they're over there on training or on secondments. So
Yeah.
basically, my job was to help doctors with ethical, legal, and administrative side of medicine. So that's the legal part. People just think doctors go and put a stethoscope on and stick a needle in you, stitch you up, but there's a lot of other things behind it, and that's what my job was to do. Doctors do the clinical, I do the rest of it. Sorry,
Yeah.
and I worked just before the pandemic broke, and then I worked through the pandemic and just a little bit afterwards. But by that point, I was burnt out, as a lot of my colleagues were. Um,
Mm.
and working when you work in this area, because you see all the bad things in healthcare. So the complaints, the negligence, the errors, the mistakes, and dare I say, cover-ups and scandals of
Totally. Yeah.
healthcare. Because you get to deal with that because you get the call from a doctor that's seeing something that they've got concerns about, ethical wise, etc. Um, I left there and thought, wow, we are in a mess, aren't we? We're in a bit of a mess. We've become
Mm.
so heavily dependent on somebody giving us a tablet to fix something that's
Really?
before, when I was a child, we never went to the doctors unless you were dying.
Yeah.
Um, and the
Totally.
healthcare systems, I don't know what Australia's like, but I definitely know America and this country, definitely in the UK, that our healthcare system is crumbling and
Hmm.
it cannot cope with the deluge of people. And it was that history of taking CBD oil and controlling the side effects of the prostate cancer removal,
Yeah.
knowing it worked and going, oh my God, this stuff works. I don't need to take steroids and other medicine. And then obviously seeing this inside thing and going, look, I can't fix the understaffing and the lack of budgets to the NHS from politics and stuff.
No.
But what I could potentially help with is reducing the amount of people that are using the system by trying to make them understand that if you prevent health issues, take control of your own body, have autonomy over the decisions that are made about your body,
Hmm.
and you also look at natural solutions. So that doesn't necessarily mean my supplements that I sell. Um, that could be diet. That could be alternative treatments. That could be getting to know yourself fully. Who are you as a person? Yeah.
Totally.
And
Yeah.
you know who you are. And then getting the dog. So it's a combination of three. So it's three factors. It's those two, and then having a rescue dog with severe anxiety.
Oh, bless.
He he went on chemicals for nearly 2 years to sedate him,
Oh,
and I hated giving him sedatives, but
of course.
he was really bad with his reactivity. But he got ill, and I said, "Oh no, I'm not doing this anymore. There's got to be another way." And at the same point, I found other alternative natural solutions to help him, and
That's
it was
great.
those three. And I thought, right, there's a crossover as well with medicine. You've got a cat, so no, we've been introduced already. There is certain medicines that you can take and your cat can take at the same time for certain issues, such as allergies.
Yeah.
depression, anxiety, inflammation. And I thought, right, okay, well, we do the same with vets, with pets at the moment. We run to the vets all the time. Oh, it's got a sniffle, quick, take it to the vet. There's $500 or £500 over here.
Yeah.
And we never did that before vets became a big thing either. We looked after animals just naturally. We've given them natural things to deal with. So it's just a matter of sort of there. That's the inspiration behind Barberra's Botanicals.
Yeah, that's amazing. And how long did the whole process take for you, like to get it set up as a business and to like what products are you, because you mentioned supplements, so
Yes. Well, we have
is
to
it
call them
just
supplements just because
uh-huh.
of legal reasons.
Right.
We have
Right.
very strange laws in the UK. So I sort of, I moved to Scotland where I live now 3.5 years ago, and
Mm.
I was in that very high stress medical law job at the time, and I thought I cannot work 7 days a week anymore, 11-hour days, just
Oh
can't
my
do
God.
this. Not whilst I'm living in this beautiful place that I've now moved to in sort of rural Scotland.
Oh,
Um,
gorgeous.
and I thought, I want to, I don't want to live to work. I want to work to live, if you've ever heard the
I
saying.
have. Yes.
And I thought, right, well, what am I going to do? So I jacked the job in and gave that up, much to the sort of horror of people that knew me. Oh my God, what are you going to do for money? I said, I'll be fine.
I'll
um,
figure it
I,
out.
yeah, I'll figure it out. I had a little bit of time off to sort of decompress because I'd got divorced. Well, I was getting divorced while I moved
Oh my
from my
God.
husband. Um, and I thought, right, I'm going to have to just have a little bit of decompression, fall on what I'd made from the sale of my house in England just to get me through. Walk
Yeah.
the dog every day, that type of stuff, Um, and then got into a few sort of things like wild swimming. But I did a stint back in sort of corporate world, I call it.
Mm.
But that didn't work. 3 months in, I was like, I can't do this, and not again. And
Yeah.
then I thought, what we're going, and then I became a cheese maker
Oh my God.
for a year. It was for an ethical dairy. So in fact, it's world internationally famous is the dairy I work for. It's got, I won't tell the name just because it's for plugs and stuff, but
Okay. Okay.
they are sort of, an, to sort of fall leaders of what they call cow to calf dairy farming.
Okay.
So they keep the calf with the cow until the cow naturally weans,
Oh.
and then they don't take the calf away to get the milk. They take what's
Mhm.
left after the mother's fed the calf. So
That's
natural.
actually beautiful. Yeah.
So
Oh my God.
they milked a couple of sort of 100 meters down the road, and then I'll collect it and we just take it to the dairy and we process it and it's all handmade. Um, and it was great and I loved it. It was so nice to get into the countryside every day and sort of you have your lunch outside in the middle
Yeah.
of the Dumfries and Galloway. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Um, but I thought there's more to life than this as well because although I loved my boss and she was an amazing lady, was Wilma, God bless her soul. She died
Mm.
last year, sadly.
Oh.
Um, but I thought, right, what we're going to do? I think I want to be a business owner. I've always wanted to be a business owner. And it's because I've just found out in the last 2 years I'm autistic.
Yes.
Um, and autistic people don't really fit in the corporate world because we're a little bit too we don't recognize hierarchy, which corporate managers hate that when you don't recognize their importance.
Yes. Yes.
And we ask too many questions.
Yeah.
And they don't really like it when you ask too many questions. Rather, you just shut up. And
Stay quiet. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. Go into the box. Yeah.
yeah. And I thought
Totally.
I want to run my own business because there's no way I can go back to corporate world. Now that I know that I've not had the official diagnosis, but it's unlikely I'm not neurodivergent. Let's put it that way from professionals I've spoke to,
Yes.
healthcare doctor, that type of thing. So, right, well, I can't go back there. What am I going to do? I'm currently a carer to bring in a wage, so I care for elderly, vulnerable people in their own homes, and which is a very rewarding, but it's so stressful as well. But it's rewarding, and that's the benefit.
Yeah.
So this is why, just to cut a long story short, I sort of set up a ethical clothing business,
Oh my God.
Originally, and then I realised I need a lot of money to make this work because of
Yeah.
the market saturation of ethical clothing and ethical anything. And I thought, what's my real passion? Well, my real passion is, as I've just mentioned previously, health, helping other people, and helping animals because they
Yeah.
can't help themselves. I thought, oh, great, I'll do this. So I set up the business to go right to the point. I set up initially selling CBD oil and CBD products
Yes.
and hemp-based products for animals because in the UK you're not allowed to sell CBD products to animals. You only get a
Hmm.
vet to do it. Um, but that was a nightmare. You would think I was selling cocaine and heroin, the sort of red tape I had to go through. So I was
Wow.
forced to become a limited company. I was forced to become a director then, which I didn't really want to do. I wanted to be a sole trader.
Yeah.
Um, I couldn't get a bank account because the banks won't touch people that sell CBD in this country. I mean,
Wow.
regulations.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
and I thought, right, well, I'm still going for it. I still went for it. But now what I do sell is I don't sell that because it was so difficult to try to get anybody to sort of work with me institutional wise.
Yeah.
So banks, lenders, that type of thing. And the money you have to spend to promote CBD products, you've got to be on about 40,000 a year marketing costs. Well, for a new book
Right. That
startup.
is
So,
insane.
so I just sell now what's called preventative health remedies. We'll say supplements just for our UK watchers. If there's
Yeah.
anybody in the legal bits going, you can't say that. But basically, it's things like turmeric, NCA, which is an amino acid, um,
Yes, yes, yes.
anti-inflammatories. We have green lit muscle powder, which we sell, which is great, and things like that. So it's all. I'm very much a. If we can prevent it, we don't need to cure it
Yeah,
because that's the best
absolutely.
way. If and curative medicine is only beneficial to the pharmaceutical industry because that's how healthcare systems are set up.
Preach.
And I know
Yep.
that. And if anybody criticizes me, I'll say, well, I worked in medicine for 8 years and I know that that's how it works because that's what I've seen.
I was a nurse for 16 years, so
Yeah.
I fully back you
Oh,
up.
yeah. It's all, and it used to drive me insane because I
Yeah.
worked with doctors as well. So me, desk side, I had a doctor. That could have been a doctor in emergency medicine. I had a psychologist. I had a GP round me, etc. And
Yeah.
obviously, we would have to pass certain things through them before it went out. And a lot of the times, I would say, right, I want to put in this letter that to this doctor. Maybe if you look at this in a different way next time, you won't get the complaint, which is maybe sort of trying to prevent rather than cure. You won't have this, but then the doctors
Yeah.
have been taught cure before prevention. So they say, oh, you can't put that in your letter. And I'm like, but surely it's better to stop the person coming into the system than let them get into the system and then moan that you can't cope with them.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah, that's why I left nursing in the first place because
I see. Yeah.
I couldn't do it anymore. It was so frustrating and so like against what I believe in terms of the same thing as you is like prevention is better than a cure. Like it's yeah. Oh, gosh, yeah, I resonate with so much of what you're saying, and I love that you have been so honest with, your own autism diagnosis and being like, well, I need to find something that actually works for me because
Mm,
that would have been pressing on your mental health as well, like feeling that you didn't fit into what was happening
mm.
within that structure. And now creating something for yourself that actually works for you is very admirable.
Thank you. It's it's well, you've got two options, and I think this is really this will resonate with you and your listeners and viewers. Is you
Mm,
have two options. Well, there is multiple options, but when you boil it right down, there's generally only two options: is either right or wrong, left or right. And you've got the options of I can either keep running down this path, which did make me ill. I was always
mm,
ill. A lot of my mental health problems are born out of the fact that I couldn't fit into a system that isn't designed for people like me to fit into.
mm.
And because I didn't know I was autistic, I just went with the, oh, he's just or HR talk. he's a problematic employee, is what they always used to label me as.
Wow.
Brian's very challenging. It's one of the things that they said to me once
Wow.
in
Yeah.
a document I got from them. But then you can go, right, I'm just going to keep doing this thing, or I'm going to think of something different. And that's the same as in health, isn't it? I can keep eating greasy, fried up food and then put loads of weight on because to do that, that's how my body processes greasy, fried. Because we don't all do that, but some people
Mm,
do. And then I'm going to get all the sort of health issues associated with obviously bad diet.
mm.
Or I could change my diet and then maybe I won't have all these problems that really get me down and I get depressed because I've got all these problems. And it's the
Yeah.
same, obviously, with the autism. It's like, right, once I'd found out, because it was definitely a very sort of epiphany moment with me. My current fiance,
Mm.
his adopted son was Aspergic when he was a child. He got diagnosed. They got him this diagnosis, which was a very difficult thing to do in those days.
Yes.
Um, and he just sent me a Facebook reel one evening whilst we were watching telly, and it was one of these. Oh, do you know you're autistic if you've got these five things? Or I can't remember the exact video. And I said, "What you sent me that for?" He says, "Have a read and a watch." And I said, "It's strange that you sent this because I never told you this, but in all the therapy I'd previously because I was abused as a child and problems
Mm.
with family upbringings, not very good parents."
Yeah.
Um, all those therapists said, "We think you might be autistic. Have you ever thought about getting a diagnosis?" And I was like, "Oh, I can't be bothered. I've got enough going on with all the other labels of depression and PTSD and blah, blah, blah."
Yeah.
And I said, "I've never told you that, but that's what's being said to me. So it's weird that he says, "Yeah, but you are just like my son. Everything about you, your behavior, the way that you fixate on
Mm.
things, blah, etc." And then you know what the algorithms are like. Before you knew it, I was getting flooded with videos and ADHD and all the things. And but
Yeah.
it just every time that I looked at my phone and there was another one, and I thought, oh my God, oh my God. Everything that came to me, I was like, oh my God. And luckily, I've just started therapy in October, and with a
Mm.
therapist I know. We've had we've had a professional relationship prior to this, and I told her, and she said, "Oh, I think they might be right, you know."
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you've got some crossover from a terrible childhood, but I do think you may have a neurodivergent brain, and that's why you struggle to then just fit in once you've gone through the therapeutic part of dealing with things from your
Mm.
past. Um, so yeah, it was you just, as I say, you just go, right, well, this is who I am now, and this is what I'm going to do. It's going to be
Yeah.
difficult. It's going to be a hard path to now plod. I've got to plough a brand new field, a brand new sort of
Yes.
furrow for myself.
Yeah.
Um, but it's better than constant depression, constant anxiety periods, constant, missing from work and then being dismissed or managed out of the company
Yeah.
um,
Yeah.
because of that. And it's just the way you got to do it, I think, sometimes. And I think it's just so easy for us to go, oh, I'm just going to stick with the devil I know
Totally. Totally. Yeah.
and go, oh, hello, new devil. I'll have a look at you and see what you're like.
Well, I think that that takes a tremendous amount of courage to be open to trying something new, to be open to exploring a different path. Because, like you said, sometimes well, a lot of the time, it can feel safer to be like, well, I already know this path, so I'll keep walking down it. So,
Yes,
like, well done for being like, you know what? No, like, I deserve to walk a different path that actually serves me and is actually something that is more in alignment with the truth of who I am. So,
thank
like,
you.
well done. Yeah.
Thank you.
And can I ask perhaps a challenging question for you?
Yes,
So, a lot of the time on this podcast, I talk about how, we're energetic beings and everything is like if there's something in the body that's happening, generally it's like a manifestation of something happening in our life. So when you or since you've received your diagnosis with the prostate cancer, did you go down the path of like energetic or spiritual side of things or question like where did this come from in terms of a spiritual lens? Is that something that you were curious about? And if not, that's fine.
Um, I don't know if I did, if that's a total answer to that. I just,
Mm,
because of my autism, which I didn't know at the time, but I
hmm.
now know I can say this, I'm very practical in the way that I
Yeah.
deal with things.
Yeah.
Because if I'm not practical, then it doesn't really work, and then I get stressed, and then stress leads to anxiety, and it sort of all gets a little bit too out of control. So
Yeah.
I always look at everything. There is a reason for everything.
Yeah.
And obviously with my prostate cancer, it's a family hereditary thing. My dad's got
Totally.
it, my brother's got it, and my uncle had it, sadly.
Wow.
Um, so that's how I look at those things and go, right,
Yeah.
okay, this is how it works. However, I'm not averse to spiritual being and thoughts and things outside of what is normal. Um,
I
because
mean, what
I
is
did
normal
it.
anyway?
Well, I know, and what is normal, and I hate to use the word normal, but sometimes it's easy to just delineate between, different ways of thinking because most
Mm,
people struggle to understand a different approach to life. I mean, I've always been since I was a child. Oh, well, because I'm autistic, and obviously I'm having revelations as I'm talking to you.
yeah, go for it.
I've always been a very sort of lateral thinker.
Yes.
So I pulled across, I pulled apart the telly and the hi-fi. I wanted to see what was going on inside it because I just didn't understand how the music came out of the speakers.
Mm.
That type of person. So when I'm sort of faced with a situation, I go, right, okay, let's have a look at it, not just this up top to bottom. Let's have a look at it
Mm.
from left to right. Let's turn it around and have a look at this as well and see what we're doing here.
Yeah, yeah.
And I think that helps in where that we look at a self holistically. So some people are just very much like it's like I don't eat dairy. I'll just give. I think this is probably a better example. I don't eat dairy. I stopped eating dairy
Mm.
13 years ago. Um, Thankfully, I paid for a private assessment of my blood, and it said that I was dairy intolerant.
Yes.
No, I had years and years and years of illness. I was really ill all the time. Every day I was bloated, diarrhea, that type of thing. Um, and it was IBS all the time to the doctors. We just got to do this and do that. Now,
Mm.
obviously, I stopped doing that, and people were just aghast and go, "Well, it's not that bad." It's like, but it's not. We're an engine, yeah.
Yeah.
So what I put in here affects everything, and it's not just affecting the stomach. So when I put dairy in and it bloats and I'm in pain for a couple of days, and then also the other side
Mm.
effects at the end, then it affects my mood because then I get anxious and I get depressed and I get stressed.
Exactly.
And
Exactly.
people don't see that whole being about themselves. So if they go to the doctors and they've got kidney failure, they just see kidney failure.
Yeah.
They don't see anything else connected to the rest of the body.
Yeah.
And I think that's the same with the mind. When the mind stops to work properly, it affects physiological issues as well, as you will know from being nursing.
Mm.
We're all connected. It's all connected, isn't it? So, and in your thoughts and the way that you think outwards, it all connects. So if you search for negativity, you wake up every day in a negative mood, then negative things are going to happen all day.
Absolutely. Exactly.
You've just got to look at life differently. It's
Yeah.
difficult. My God, it's hard. It doesn't come easy.
No.
But if you want to go through life enjoying its riches, because it is rich,
Yeah.
there is a lot of things out there. There is a lot of bad things, obviously, we know about that going on in the world.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of good things happening, and if you go look for those good things, then good things will happen back as well.
Absolutely. Yes. I totally agree with you. What's that? I say this all the time on the podcast, where your attention goes, energy flows. It's a yogic saying. So wherever
Hmm.
you're placing your attention, your energy is naturally going there. And like you said, if you're focusing on negativity all the time, then you're bringing your energy to it. And I really like what you said of like, yeah, of course, acknowledging that there's a lot of bad shit happening in the world right now. And like,
Mm.
I think it is important to be like, be aware of it, but at the same time, it's like don't get completely consumed by it because then you essentially you become it. So yeah, I think that's very
That is
important.
so true. It is. And one of the things that I say to people, I think we're all surrounded by a lot of people at the moment that are struggling mentally.
Yeah,
We've
definitely.
got this huge mental health epidemic that's sweeping Western worlds again. The westernized worlds are struggling badly with mental
Mm,
health and loneliness, and the smartphone doesn't help. I just say
no.
to people, look, when you get up, don't switch the telly on. Don't put the news on if you're going to switch the telly on either, because those morning TV programs are just full of just nonsense and spin
Oh,
and stuff
crap.
that's all there. And then if you're on your phone, because you need to on the phone, when you get one of those little reels, and it's a terrible thing about Gaza or example, just press cross. Press cross and it'll say, do you want to see more or less of these ads? Less. And eventually you'll beat the algorithm.
Yeah.
But you have to do that thing yourself. It's like somebody can say to you, I think you've got depression and I think you're going to need to see a therapist. And you can tell them
Mm,
all every day for 6 years. But unless that person says, oh, well, actually, I think you're all right, they're not going to do it. You've just got to obviously share what they can do to make themselves better and hope that one
hmm.
day that person goes, oh, well, I'm going to do this thing for myself because it's not
Yeah.
working this way. I keep hitting my head against the same wall and it hurts. And I'm sorry, I just said, fed up of doing that. I'm going to go, there's a door over here. I'm going to go through the
Yeah.
door and see what's the other side.
Yeah, exactly. What's that saying? You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Now, I would love to know about your podcast because it sounds like you're really very much advocating for mental health and identity and all the important topics that, need to be discussed right now. So, yeah, can you share about your podcast a bit with me?
Yeah. Well, Blether with Barberra. So Barberra Botanicals is the business. Um,
Yes.
Blether with Barberra. So you can see the theme here, can't you? Double B's.
Love it.
And Barbera is obviously the nickname of my dog, along with a lot of other things I won't use on here.
Okay,
um,
I'm curious now.
just just when he's naughty, he gets a swear word thrown at him
Oh,
occasionally. But it's generally called he's called Barbara. And Barbara was already taken up some companies because
ah,
somebody'd already got a
okay.
business. So it's like so I call him Babs sometimes, but Barbaloo. Um,
Bubbaloo.
but Barbera is the other one, and I thought, right. And then last year I met up with an entrepreneurial organisation called Help Bank. I don't know if you've heard of them in Australia yet.
No.
And I managed to get a mentorship meeting with one of their co-founders. And just as part of this mentor about the business, he said, "Oh, you might want to consider some of these options to bring revenue into the business, whilst you're
Yep.
trying to, get the other business running." One of those being a podcast, because from what I'm talking to you, I think you'd be very good at talking to people. And then my
Mm,
background in interviewing people to get resolved for housing issues or debt
of
issues.
course. Yep.
And then ultimately, I did a lot of court representation, so free access solicitor work. So I'm not afraid of standing up in front of judges and pleading cases, and
Yep.
just other things in medical law and things. He said, "Do a podcast, you'd be great, and do it on
Mm,
the same thing as your business, health and well-being of humans and animals,
love
because
this.
we've got a crossover. Sort of, your cat could get depressed, we get depressed. Cats can get arthritis, and dogs can get arthritis, and humans can get arthritis. Yeah, we don't walk on all fours and have fur anymore, but we're not that dissimilar, really. It's just we wear
Yeah.
Adidas and Armani jeans. And I thought, right, well, why not? It took me a while to pluck up the courage and to
Mm,
get the self-belief that
yep.
I could do it. Because it's a big thing, as you well know. You're putting yourself out there for criticism,
Yeah.
um, and we live in a world of people that think it's highly acceptable to just berate you whenever they feel like they're having a bad day. So
Yeah.
once I'd done it, Blether with Barberra, it had to be. Blether is a Scottish sort of saying for talking.
Right. Okay, that
So
makes
when you're
sense.
having
More
a good
sense.
blether, it's also a Yorkshire. Well, this accent, if you didn't know, is I'm Yorkshire. So
Yeah,
my
yeah,
mum's
okay.
half Scottish, and she moved to Yorkshire with my dad, and then I've moved back to Scotland. She's still down there.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Blether with Barbera, and I thought, right, oh, let's just do it. So I just did
Love
it,
it.
and I
Well
was on
done.
LinkedIn at the time, and a lot of people wanted to speak to me because of obviously doing the entrepreneur thing, and I went to a festival last year for entrepreneurs and startups, met a lot of
Cool.
people, and they all said, "Oh, we'd love to do a podcast." So obviously, I invited quite a lot of them, and that's where it went from. And I've only done one so far, and that was with an ex-intern. I'll have to get this right. So it's a lady called Susie. She when she was 17, if I remember rightly, 17 or 18, she
Mm,
played rugby, women's rugby for Scotland. She was an international rugby player for Scotland,
cool.
and she she started. She's got a wild swimming group just
Yep.
down the road, a couple of miles down the road, and she was struggling with thyroid cancer last year. She got a diagnosis of thyroid cancer. She's also a social worker, and she's got a lot going on, and she's well-being. She's got her own business about well-being and me, so all about obviously what we're talking about, all of that
Mm,
stuff,
mm.
holistic health and alternative treatments, etc. And I thought, oh, I'll ask her because she's a wild swimmer. So she was my first guest. We had an absolute scream doing it.
Amazing.
Um, and I got a good 3 episodes of material out of our blethering. And what we did, we just talked openly like we're doing now. It wasn't a stage thing, which a lot of podcasts are. There wasn't sort of, right, okay, cut. We need to just, and then, because we don't have the budget to have lots of people
Yeah.
cutting. So I just said, let's
No.
just talk like we're having a cup of tea over and a cake,
Yeah.
and we'll see what comes out of it. But we talked about autism for me, ADHD for her,
Yep.
cancer, obviously,
Yep.
suicide. Sadly, she's lost a couple of friends who suicide recently.
Yep.
Um, and obviously, she was doing 100-day, yeah, a cold water duck. We call it a duck over here, or duke in Scottish.
Dude.
So that's going in cold water up to your neck, basically. And she
Wow.
did one of those for 100 days, and she's training to do a 1 mile Arctic Ocean swim at the moment.
Oh my God, amazing.
So
What
she's
an
raising
incredible
money.
woman.
And she's such an advocate for women.
Yeah.
She's great. And then I've interviewed a doctor who's invented nanotechnology to save neonatal children.
Oh my God.
I've interviewed a very nice lady about her well-being business. She does what's called Pathfinder. So it's all about the central nervous system. So acupuncture, that type of
Yeah,
thing. And
great.
she's a TEDx speaker. So I've
Hmm.
interviewed her. And it's whoever wants to come on the show, they need to be talking about health for them, humans or for pets.
Yeah.
So it doesn't make any difference what it is. I'm open to talking about anything to do with health, be it the embarrassing parts, sexual stuff, or whether it's just mundane
Mm,
heart issues, or whether it's dog nutrition or whatever. Because everything is education, and education equals empowerment, and empowerment equals autonomy.
absolutely.
And that's
Absolutely.
the thing, it's taking autonomy back from
Mm,
people that have taken control of through the pandemic, particularly. The
yeah.
fear of God has been sort of instilled into people. And we were doing pretty well before that when we took control of our cat's health or our dog's health or our own health. So
Mm.
that's what the podcast's for. It's just showing that shining light with a little bit of a giggle, a little bit of a laugh, because it always makes the medicine go down. Um,
Yeah, for
so
sure.
that's what we do.
Yeah, you've got to laugh, otherwise you'll end up
Yes.
crying. So,
Yes.
Oh, cool. Okay, well, I will definitely leave a link in the show notes for anyone to find your podcast, and also to Barbara's botanicals as well. Do you
Mhm.
ship overseas? Because we have a lot of Australian listeners.
I at the moment no, but
Okay,
that's just because of logistics.
that's
But
okay. Yeah.
I've got relatives in Melbourne, and they
Oh,
keep
yeah.
telling me you need to start shipping over here. Yeah, my uncle lives he lives now in the Blue Mountains,
Oh, beautiful. Yeah.
but his children still live down in Melbourne way.
Hmm.
So they're saying, oh, you need to start shipping over here because lots of people will be buying this sort of stuff off here. So that could be coming.
Okay, great. All right, so everybody, it's not a no, it's a maybe.
Yes. Let's see what the demand's like.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Amazing. And is there any other words of wisdom or anything else that you would love listeners to know?
Well, a couple of things I've learnt um, recently.
Mm.
particularly to the interview with the lady that I've just told you about. So just remember that nobody's coming to save you. Nobody. You have to save
Mm,
yourself. And you save yourself by reaching out to the relevant people that can help you. Because if you don't reach out, they can throw you a lifeline every single day. But if you're not ready to catch it, then it doesn't make any difference. And they're obviously draining their own energy. So nobody's coming to save you. You've got to do it yourself and take control of your own life. And when you do, the rewards are massive
yeah,
because you are responsible for yourself, all the downfalls, but obviously all the ups. And when you're getting up and you know you've done it, it's such a buzz to be able to go, well, I did this.
I did
It's
it.
like
Yeah.
climbing a mountain when you get to the top of the mountain, and although your knees are aching and your thighs are burning through lactic acid, you
Yeah.
get to the top and the views are spectacular, and you go, I did this.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Another thing that I tend to try to stick to is just a little mantra of mine is it's not just mine. We sort of say it in Yorkshire a lot, north of England. If it were meant for you, it won't go by you.
Mm, yeah.
So
Okay. Oh my God. So would that be your, because the question that I do ask every single guest is that if you could sum up your life so far in a single phrase or a mantra, what would it be and why? Would that be it, or have you got
yeah,
another
no,
one?
that's it. No, that's it.
Yeah.
If it were meant for you, it won't go by you. And we sort of lived that because um, I adopted it once I got the cancer because I said if
Yeah.
it's not criminal, then I'll do it. Because what's the point in then having all the surgery and going through all the treatments and recovery if I'm just going to sit in my little box and just go on waiting to death? And then just look back when I'm on my deathbed and go, oh God, I wish I should have done, I could have, would have done all that sort of stuff. So just,
Totally.
if something comes your way and it stops at your side, then grab it because you just
Yeah.
don't know where that's going to take you. And it might take
Yes.
you somewhere spectacular that you never even thought you could end up being.
Yeah. Following the threads.
Yeah. And
Beautiful.
then you've got no regrets then, have you?
Exactly, because you're living life for you.
Yeah. Full life, all your life, existing. Sorry, living rather than existing.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
And making a ripple in water. There's no point going through life and then at the end of it there's no wake after you because
Yeah.
you've not left anything. You need to leave
Yeah.
something. You're not just the memories of when you went on holiday with your auntie and your uncle every year down to wherever you went, but people to go, oh, I always say to people, this is another thing that I say when people go, well, what have you done? And I just say, well, Google my name.
Mm.
And it wasn't because I'm being big-headed. It's because when people are coming at you and going, well, what have you done? Well, just Google what I've done because I've
Yeah.
helped a lot of people. And
Yeah.
and I think that's what we should all strive to do. And if you only help your family, or you only help your best friend, or you help 1,000 people, or you help yourself, you've
Yeah.
helped rather
Exactly.
than just just plodding on one foot in
Yeah.
front of the other.
Exactly right. Exactly. I love that. Love that you added if you help yourself, then that's enough. Like it really, really is. And it
It
sounds like
is.
you've made a huge impact already on the world. So thank you. Thank you for what you bring to the
Mm.
world and
Oh
for
no,
the
you're
light that you
welcome.
shine.
Thank you.
And you said that you called your partner your fiance. So is there a wedding coming up?
There will be at some point. We've been engaged now a year. Got
Okay.
engaged last Christmas Day.
Congratulations.
Um, but what we're doing is just working through. The business is taking up. Obviously, it's
Yes.
just businesses are so consuming, but it's a good thing because at the end of it, it goes in line with what we just talked about. Is if you just put the effort in, then at the end of it, you get rewards, and
Absolutely.
whether
It's worth
that's
it.
the effort for the health, mental or physiological health, effort with business, and then you can just go right. Okay, well, it's working now, so I can just relax.
Yeah. Yes,
And then when
exactly.
we've got money, we'll get married.
Oh, nice. Oh, I love that. Now, if anybody was wanting to find you outside of your podcast, because you said that you are on social media,
Mm.
where can they find you?
Well, I've got a few pages. So on Instagram, it's at Brian. Caldwell-White,
Mhm.
so no hyphen between the surname.
Cool.
So
Okay.
it's all one word. And same for Facebook at Brian Caldwell-White. That's my
Yep.
personal pages. And then I've got the business pages, which is at Barberra's Botanicals. So it's
Yep.
just as it is in the business details with no gaps. Um, and then we have Barbara's got his own page. As she
Oh,
said, he's interested in coming and have a look at Barbara, his own little Instagram page. He's
cute.
yeah, he's Barbara the blonde bombshell,
Of course he is.
and it's blonde with an E, because he's a blonde dog and he's a bombshell when he goes off. But he's lovely. I love him to pieces. And then
Cute.
obviously my YouTube channel where I do have the podcast hosted there, but I also do have various things about prostate cancer, autism, living with mental health,
Amazing. Amazing.
um, and that's at Barbera's Botanicals with capital
Perfect.
B on
Perfect.
both words.
Okay, well, again, I will add all of these into the show notes so that if anyone wants to join, go to your YouTube channel or go to your Instagram or follow Barbara, then they can. And
Yeah,
what kind of dog? I'm
Barbara,
so curious. What kind of dog is Barbara?
Barbara is a Saluki Lurcher cross.
I've
Um,
never
well,
heard of that dog. A
you never
Saluki?
heard of Saluki? A Saluki is a breed made for Arabian hunting.
Whoa.
So the Arabian deserts is where it originated from. So it's chases antelopes. Just a QI fact while you it's be high, well over long distance. It's the fastest mammal on Earth.
Really? Oh,
So
those dogs.
purebreds.
I know. I've just looked it up because I was really curious. Oh my
Yes.
God, they're gorgeous. They've got like they're really big and they've got like long fur, very long.
Yes.
Yeah, they kind
Yes.
of look like a greyhound
Yes.
a little bit with a big greyhound with long fur. Yeah.
Yeah. So he's a cross though. So he's mixed with well, we call it Heim 57. He's got multiple different breeds in him.
Oh, right.
But mainly he's Saluki and he's just my lifesaver.
Oh, that's gorgeous. Saluki Lurcher.
Yes.
Oh, they're
So
cute.
yeah. I don't think I could show you a picture because it wouldn't fit in on here, but
Yeah.
I'll tell you where he'll be right now. He'll be on my side of the bed.
Um, having a sleep.
Wait. Yeah, and I'll just sneak in and get that little side of the bed that he's not in and hold on for dear life until he decides to leave.
And hope he doesn't kick you off.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Oh, yeah, they're the best mental health advocates, aren't they? Like they're just pets in general
Yes.
are incredible at just knowing, intuiting that you need support and just being there for you.
No, he was well, I separated from my husband in the pandemic as millions of people did. Obviously the cracks that were already prevalent in lots of marriages and relationships were exposed massively when you all had to live at home together and work together. And we
Not.
laugh, I can laugh because we're still best friends, me and my ex-husband.
Oh, that's
Um,
great.
but obviously I thought I need something. Also going to go mad. And I'd already started to get therapy because it was a sort of a really emotional breakup just because we both were really emotional. It wasn't like a horrible thing. Nothing had happened. It just was like, oh, we're going to
Mm,
have to part ways. But it tore us both apart. So I went and got therapy. And I thought I'm going to need to get a dog. So
yeah.
started the whole thing of rescues, applying. Oh God, I was doing this for 8 months as well for applying and never got anywhere. And he actually came up and I applied, and then they said, "Oh, I'm sorry, he's gone to somebody else." But then
Oh,
a few months later, they said, "Oh, well, he was called Bonzo. Bonzo's back."
Bonzo.
Exactly.
Oh.
Um, are you interested? Yeah, of course I'm interested. And
Yeah.
my therapist said, "I don't think this is a good idea because you've got anxiety, and if you're getting a reactive dog, I don't know if that's going to be a good thing to
Ah,
have two sort of beings with anxiety in the house."
right.
I
Yeah.
said, I'm still going to get it. But
I'm
in
doing it
relation
anyway.
to what you're saying, I was very suicidal when I got
Mm.
him, and he sort of saved me,
Oh,
and we've saved each other. And
yeah.
you just said that when people get pets, Not always, because there is some people that treat their pets terribly, but
Yeah,
in most cases, they come into your life and they give you something that sometimes a human being can't give you,
I agree.
and you just need that, and you have a connection with this animal, and whether it's a goldfish or a parrot or a cat or a dog, you do connect with this animal, and it's a beautiful relationship.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. Oh, I love that. Oh man, we're just wrapping up, and now I'm like, we could have started a whole new thread of conversation about pets.
Yeah, yeah, it's okay.
I love that he has come into your life at the perfect time. Like what you said with your mantra that, what is meant for you won't pass you by. So it was
It
meant to
is,
be.
and I think very much when I went to meet him, he came running out of the cage like
Mm.
he was
Oh.
snarling, but no, it wasn't a nice meet. He was
Oh, I thought
snarling,
he was like, yay. No, it was
no,
bad.
very aggressive,
Oh
and
no.
run
Okay.
straight at me and
Oh, shit.
stopped within what 30 inches away from me, growling. I was with my ex-husband, and we both looked at each other and thought, "Oh my God." But I stood my ground, and then he just bowed his head,
Ah,
walked between my legs, and then the lady just said, "Oh, I think he's picked you," because
wow.
he's instantly submitted to you. And then throughout the walk, you have to take them on walks, he just leant against my leg all the time, which is a dog cuddle. And I
Yes, it
thought,
is.
yeah, which I didn't know. I was thinking, what's he doing? And so I think they pick you as well as you pick them, don't they? So
They
you
really
go and
do.
think, oh, I like that cat, or I like that horse, but sometimes they don't really like you. So you've got to have that like a human. You can pick the human that you want and go, I want that human. That human goes, I don't want you.
Totally. Piss off, I don't want you.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Oh, I love that. So, what is happening? Thank you so much
No, no, you're
for
welcome.
your time and your energy and staying up so freaking late. It's almost like what, 2 a.m. for you?
Oh no, this is early for me. I'm not going to
Oh,
bed generally for another hour.
far out. Well, I appreciate your time and energy. And yeah, thank you so much for being on the podcast.
Well, thank you, as Rachel, for having me as a guest. It was just an absolute joy,
It was a great
and
conversation.
great to be a guest instead of a host for
Yes,
once.
exactly. Yeah. You're being the one interviewed.
Yes, fantastic. So thank you. No, thanks very much, and I look forward to seeing the end results. And thanks for your viewers and your
Yeah.
listeners.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you everybody for tuning in, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.